one. And to make a client application developer life easy, we developed one factory pattern which provides abstraction on creating dependent class object asked by client, creating target class object, assigning dependent class object to target class object, and whenever we want, it will be written to client application. Come on, guys. So now I would like to develop the same application using Spring Setup. But before that, we would like to see what are the problems, what are the limitations, what are the complexities towards developing strategy design pattern application using core Java setup. Shall we get into that limitations first? Yes, guys. Here, let me open it. Open this, guys. Here is my Spring part. Where is this? 901. Now, what's your batch code? 618 Spring Core. Spring Core, what is today's date? 16th. Limitations of implementing strategy DP using core Java. Number one, we need to implement factory pattern manually, having logic to create target class, dependent class objects. We have to take the pain of what? Developing factory pattern manually or not. Yesterday we have taken separate package, separate class. We developed get instance method. So we should do that work. In Spring Setup, IOC container will take care of that part, guys. Based on the annotations we use, it only loads target and dependent classes. It only assigns dependent class object to target class object. Come on, boss. Okay. No support for internal cache, maintaining Spring Bean class objects. Maintaining what? Objects, guys. Maintaining, okay. It's a core Java setup now. We cannot talk about Spring Bean, right? Maintaining, is there any internal cache for reusability of objects, guys? Is there any internal cache here for reusability of the objects? Not there. Next one. We need to remember and implement all the rules of strategy DP manually. This improves burden on the programmer since you need to take care of multiple things. You need to take care of what? Multiple things. To overcome this problem, implement what? Strategy DP using Spring Framework. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay, guys. Alright, changing code does not mean enhancement. We are ready to change the code. As part of enhancement, adding new courier service, right? Adding new courier service, definitely need to modify the code, guys. Do you have any problem in that? And I talked about loose coupling between target and dependent, not towards factory class. When you add the new courier service, definitely in the factory also logic should be modified or not, guys? Definitely logic also should be modified or not, guys? Super. Okay. So look at loose coupling between target and dependent classes, not towards factory class. And when you want to have support for enhancement, definitely when you add new courier class, definitely we need to implement this one or not, boss? Perfect, guys. Tell me here, what is the story, guys? So let us convert same application as a Spring-based application. So in Spring-based application, is there any need of taking factory pattern class? Why? IOC container itself acts as the factory pattern. Is that clear, my dear? Come on. Yeah, this is our workspace folder. Yes. Let's launch it. I'm closing the editor here, boss. That's good. Tell me here, StatsGDP Core Java. That's good. Here is my what, guys? 05. StatsGDP Spring. StatsGDP Spring, guys. That's good. Come to this place. Are you getting my point there? Super. Here are my what? Components. Blue dot Java. I want to make this one as a Spring Bean, guys. How to make this one as a Spring Bean, my dear? At the rate component. Okay. But in order to make it a Spring Bean, first of all, I need to add Spring related jars to project, na boss. Definitely, I need to add Spring related jar file to project. Without that, can I add component annotation at the rate auto void annotation? Not possible. So first of all, I need to add a Spring related jar file. No rules. Everything you have a reason. Configure build path. Okay, go to class path. Here, what is this? Add external jars. In this place, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apply and close, guys. Here are my reference and libraries. Yes, my dear. Now let's take this one, guys. What is this? At the rate component. What is the at the rate component? B dot. At the rate component B dot. That is blue dot. Here is my DHL. Super. At the rate component, what is there? DHL. That's good. Here is my one. DTDC, guys. Tell me. At the rate component, DTDC, guys. At the rate Flipkart, guys. Tell me here. At the rate component, tell me here. FPKT. At the rate component, FPKT. Okay, boss. Interface is same, guys. Now tell me here, what should I take? At the rate auto void. Yes, na, boss. I'm going for field injection now. What injection, guys? It is going to be field injection. While doing field injection, do I need to have a setter method? Setter method is required. Not required. I can remove that. I can definitely remove this one or not there. Okay. Now tell me, guys. Do I need to take this factory package now? Can I remove that one now, boss? Remove. Because the IOC container itself acts as what? Factory. It only know how to load target class, how to load dependent class, how to assign dependent class object to target class object based on at the rate auto void annotation. Exactly what work we are doing in factory class. Same logic are automatically taken care by IOC container based on the annotations we used or not, guys. But one problem is there if you notice it. Anyone can guess what is that problem? What is the has a property type here? iCourier. How many dependents are there of type iCourier? How many dependents are there of type iCourier, boss? 3 are there. So all 3 are ready to inject to as a property of Flipkart. But it is ready to take 1 or 3 at a time. 1. It is ready to take 1, but 3 are ready to get injected or not. When 3 are ready to get injected, but it is ready to take 1, So the container will be in the dilemma state. That is called ambiguity state. Yes or no, na boss? So we have to solve that problem or not? We have to give clarity to the container or not, guys? But I don't solve the problem first. I'll show the problem. And to solve that one, multiple solutions are there. We'll apply solution by solution. Clear, my dear? I hope you realize the problem now. What is our has a property type in Flipkart class? iCourier. Implementing iCourier, how many dependent Spring Beans are there? 3 are there. So that means IOC container perform pre-instantiation for all the 3 Spring Beans or not, guys? Yes or no? Na? So that means all 3 Spring Bean objects are ready to inject to has a property of Flipkart class object. But at a time, how many it can take? 1. But how many are ready to inject? So then you will get ambiguity problem or not? You are the one person, but cleared, introduced and got offer letter from 5 companies. Which one to accept, which one to reject? You will be in ambiguous state or not? But at a time you can accept 1 offer letter. Can you have accept 2, 3 offer letters? Maybe during COVID it happened, was not now. During COVID, people have done moonlighting 2, 3 jobs parallelly, right? But now it is going to work out, huh? Not going. So then you will be in ambiguous state now, boss. We have to sort out that ambiguous state problem. Okay. So right now I'm not solving the problem because I want to show the exception. Throwing yes. Expected single matching, but found 3. Okay. Unique bean exception. What is that? Non-unique bean exception. One exception will come. So first let me show problem. Then we will try to show all the ways of solving the problem. Total 3 ways are there to solve the ambiguous problem. And the best way is what? Working with the @ qualifier annotation. What annotation? @ qualifier annotation. Why that is the best way also we discuss, guys. Shall we go for it, guys? Yeah, my dear latecomers, we understood. Yeah, last time I'm repeating for latecomers. We understood limitations of developing strategy DP application using core Java. We need to develop factory on our own. We need to remember and implement strategy DP principles, guys, and no internal cache support to maintain the objects and having reusability. To maintain the objects having reusability. So these are the problems we are having or not, guys? Super. Yeah. Go to the main class, my dear. Strategy DP test, guys. Okay, no factory this time. Okay, no factory this time. So can I remove this line, guys? Here, what is there? Create IOC container. What, guys? Create IOC container. Annotation config. Application context CTX is equal to new annotation config. Tell me. Config dot. What is there, guys? App config dot class. Oh, today no, we have not taken configuration class, boss. Do I need to take configuration class or not? So no, all are user defined, na. No need of writing @ bean method. Then why should I take configuration class? I should take configuration class to place what? Component scan annotation. If I don't mention the package name, do you think all these classes will be scanned for component annotation? Without scanning, do you think they will be recognized as Spring Beans? So what should I do now? Instead of factory, I need to take one extra package. What is there? com.nt.config. Okay, here is my configuration class. What class, guys? App config. What is there, guys? App config. Tell me here. App config.java. Tell me here, what is there? At the rate configuration. That's good. At the rate configuration. At the rate component scan. See, guys, all Spring Beans are there in components package. You can give direct package or it's a parent package also. Yes, na boss? Tell me. Base packages is equal to com.nt.components. com.nt.components. Are you going to get this point or not there? At the rate component scan, base packages is equal to com.nt.components. Yes or no, na, guys? Yeah. If we give only com.nt also enough. No com.nt also enough, guys. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Super. Strategy DP test, guys. Control plus shift plus O. Next one. Get a target class object. Get a target Spring Bean class object reference. Target Spring Bean class object reference. Flipkart fpkt ctx.getBean. Okay, guys. Flipkart.class. Flipkart fpkt is equal to, come on, guys, ctx.getBean fpkt. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Super, guys. Next. String result message is equal to fpkt.shopping. Yeah, new string array. This is same. Displaying the result. And everything over. At the end, we have to close the container or not, guys? Close the IOC container. ctx.close. Simply what is there, guys? ctx.close. That's it. Strategy DP test.java. What is that? Strategy DP test.java, guys. That's it. Are we comfortable, guys? Come on, everyone. Super. Here is what? End of the main method. Here is what? End of the class. End of the main method, end of the class. Right click. Now we are running as a Spring application or not? Tell me, are you expecting output or are you expecting exception now? Why? Are we choosing any dependent here? But total, how many possible dependents are there? How many dependents you want to inject? But are we deciding that? No. So since we are not deciding, we are going to get the exception here or not then? Run as Java application. Okay, cool. Run as Java application. Tell me here, what is there, guys? No qualifying bean of type com.nt.components.iCourier. Available. Expected single matching bean, but found 3. B.dhl DTDC. B.dhl DTDC. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Come on. Blue.dhl DTDC. Okay. Here is my blue dot, guys. Here is my DHCL, guys, here. So we got ambiguity problem or not? Look at the exception that is raised, guys. No unique bean definition exception. I'm expecting unique bean to inject to target, guys, but not found. All 3 are eligible. I'm in dilemma what one to choose. Expected single matching, but found 3. Okay. To solve this problem, there are 3 ways, guys. Number 1. Primary. What is that? Make one dependent bean as primary bean. Telling that a container, you got ambiguity problem, but I am deciding this is my primary important. So I am going to DTDC. On the top of the DTDC class, I am saying what? @primary. @primary. What's the problem with @primary? Today DTDC primary, I did not like DTDC services. I want to go to DHCL. I have to remove primary on top of DTDC and I have to keep on what? DHCL. That means I am touching the source code or not. That means loose coupling is missing somewhere. Loose coupling, 100% loose coupling is missing somewhere or not, guys? That's why primary solves the problem, I am not saying, but it is not a best solution. Do you think it's a best solution? Why it is not best solution? Tell me again. To change from one dependent to another dependent, we need to touch the source code or not? To change from one dependent to another dependent, we need to touch the source code or not, guys? See, I don't like DTDC after a few days. I want to work with the DHCL. I need to remove primary from DTDC, at least comment. And I need to add @primary on the top of DHCL. Both are headaches or not, guys? See, boss, problem is solved or not? See, all the objects are created, boss. It's not like that all the objects are not created. But whose services are taken, boss? Check it out. DTDC. Because as part of pre-instantiation, all singleton scope beans are instantiated, na? But whose services are taken here? DTDC. That means wherever primary is there, that is chosen or not there. This is one solution. But primary is having its own problems, na, boss? Okay. If you don't want to use this solution, the next solution is target class has a property name and dependent class bean ID should match. What is the has a property name in Flipkart class? Courier. Array, property name, not the type. Courier. So I want to work with DTDC only. So then what should I do for that? @component. What is this? Courier. @component courier. What's up? Has a property name in target class? Courier. What is the DTDC bean ID? If I give courier bean ID for what? DHCL. DHCL will work. All right. Now let's run the application now. Happily, DTDC services are taken there or not there. Once again, DTDC courier service is used or not there. What is the problem in this solution, guys? Again, you have to modify the source code to change from one dependent to another dependent. Suppose I don't like DTDC, I want to work with the Blue Dot. So I have to go to Blue Dot component annotation. I have to modify the bean ID there or not. I have to modify the bean ID of DTDC. I should also modify the bean ID of what? Blue Dot. This headache is there or not there, boss? Definitely this headache is there or not there? No second thought, this headache is there. Comfortable, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, boss. Yeah, that's why second solution is also not a great solution. Okay. Now I'm coming to this one, guys. I'm giving what? Original bean ID only. I'm giving original bean ID. So primary is commented, bean ID matching is commented. Okay, again we are in a problem situation. Okay, now another way of solving problem is what is there? We have to use @qualifier annotation along with @auto-void. We have to use what? @qualifier annotation having dependent class bean ID along with @qualifier annotation. Right, boss? @qualifier, come on. @qualifier, what is there? DTDC. No, I don't want DTDC every time. DHL. You run the application, guys. StatsGDP test, guys. Okay, it is working with the DHL courier service or not? It is working with the DHL courier service or not? What is the best solution among all the three solutions? Qualifier. Why, sir? Why it is best? Number one reason. Number one reason. Today I cannot show, but I will tell the reasons, boss. Number one reason is here we are hard coding DHL. Na? In future, we can collect this DHL information from the properties file without touching the source code. Right now I'm hard coding. In future, we can collect this DHL word from outside the application, either from properties file or XML file, without touching the source code. Then we can achieve 100% loose coupling. But you are not showing practically, sir. Did I introduce how to work with properties file? Did I introduce how to work with XML file? No. The day I introduce, I will show this one. Don't worry. It's part of our syllabus. We are going to see practically. Okay, na? Another advantage, what you know. Second advantage, what you know. For example, I applied all the three solutions. Each solution pointing to one dependent. Then @qualifier solution will be taken as the final independent. @qualifier solution will be taken as what? Final dependent by dominating, overriding what? Other dependent that comes to other two solutions. This I can show practically. So right now qualifier is pointing to what? DHL. Primary is pointing to what? DTDC. Matching bean ID is pointing to what? Matching bean ID is pointing to what? Matching bean ID is pointing to what? I want reply, boss. Blue Dot. But are you going to get ambiguity problem or qualifier becomes the winner? First reason is the bean ID required for qualifier can be collected from outside the Java files, either from property file or XML file. Number one reason. Number two, though we apply three solution, and though three different solutions are pointing to three different dependent, qualifier solution will be taken as the final solution. Because of this, working with the qualifier is the best solution or not, guys? So whenever you got this kind of ambiguity problem, what is the best way of solving that problem, guys? What is the best way of solving that problem, guys? Qualifier. Strategy DP test. See, qualifier is pointing to DHL. So ultimately what has come, guys? So now onwards, whenever you got ambiguity problem, your first priority to solve the problem is what? Primary, matching bean idea, or qualifier. Qualifier is industry standard. Why it is industry standard? Two reasons. Reason number one, the bean ID required in qualifier can be brought from properties file or XML file. Number two reason, if you apply three solution to solve the ambiguity problem, qualifier solution will be taken as what? Final output or final solution by overriding or by dominating what? Remaining two solution. Because of this reason, we should always think about working with what? Qualifier to solve the ambiguity problem. I think you enjoyed the way I presented this qualifier annotation, guys. But still one practical is pending. What is that? Passing the bean ID required for the qualifier outside the Java source code, either from properties file or XML file. Either from properties file or XML file. Is that clear, my dear? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, guys. Okay, guys. Now listen. Sir, when I look at the output, I have one problem. When I look at the output, I have one problem, guys. Sir, it is using DHL service. The DHL object should be created as part of pre-instantiation. But object for Blue Dot, object for DTDC is unnecessarily created now. But what to do, guys? By default, Spring Bean scope is what? Singleton. All singleton scope Spring Beans will participate in pre-instantiation. But how to tell to container, though Spring Bean scope is singleton, you should not participate in what? Pre-instantiation. Though Spring Bean scope is singleton, you should not participate in what? Pre-instantiation. Come on, tell me, guys. How to tell that, guys? How to tell that? We need to tell that. Come on. We need to tell that by using @lazy annotation. Pre-instantiation means eager instantiation. Used or not used, you create object, right? Lazy instantiation means what? You create object if it is really used. Lazy. Lazy means what? Delay the process until need is there. The way we study for engineering exams is what? Lazy preparation or eager preparation. Until exam month comes or exam week comes or exam day comes, we don't start the preparation. That is lazy preparation or not, guys? But the way we study for school exams, board exams up to 10th standard, not after 10th standard, or up to +2. So is it definitely going to be eager preparation or not? How can you say that is eager preparation? How can you say that is eager preparation? Exams will be after 11 months, 10 months. But day one onwards, we will write that slip test, this slip test, weekly test, monthly test, quarterly exam, hourly exam. We are always on preparation process or not, guys? That is eager preparation. Irrespective of exam dates, we do our preparation, right, guys? Right now, all Spring Beans are instantiated eagerly or lazily. But in that one, a few unnecessarily dependents also instantiated or not, guys? I want to stop them not happening, right? What should I do for that? So, DHL anyhow required, guys. Can I go for at the rate lazy? At the rate lazy, true. DHL, DTDC, come on, guys. DHL, DTDC, I said let the rate lazy, true. Means though your scope is singleton, don't tempt for eager instantiation. Tempt for lazy. Need is there, get created. Otherwise, don't create the object. Let's go for it. Slowly, one by one, annotations are revealed or not. Someone asked me, give me list of annotations or I will mug up. If you study like this, you never become programmer. According to the situation, we have to learn each annotation, right? At the rate lazy, perform lazy instantiation. At the rate component make. You don't study like that. According to the situation, we should go for it. True means what? Default value false, guys. I am saying yes. Do lazy instantiation. Run the application, guys. Let's see, my dear. This time, blue dot object. Hey, still blue dot object is created. Because what is DHL is used? Acha, DHL not required. 1 minute. Here also we should place, na. Anyhow, DHL is there in at the rate qualifier, right? DHL is there in at the rate qualifier. Anyhow, it is required as dependent. Now you observe, only DHL and Flipkart class objects are created and remaining objects are not created. Did you realize that? Did you observe that? That means at the rate lazy is what? Disabling pre-instantiation on singleton scope spring beans or not, guys? Okay, now listen. What are the advantages of developing strategy design pattern application using Spring Boss? Number one, no need of developing factory separately. Internal cache advantage is there. Yes or no? Na? And strategy design pattern rules are automatically implemented. That means burden on the programmer is reduced a lot or not. The same thing I talked here. Check it out. Strategy DP using this one. Blue dot, app config, everything same. Tell me, while injecting one of the multiple dependent spring beans of the same type to the has a property of target spring bean class. What is the meaning of ambiguity problem? No unique bean exception and how to solve that. If IOC container detects more than one dependent spring bean to inject to at the rate auto wire enabled. At the rate auto wire enabled. What, guys? At the rate auto wide enabled as a property of target spring bean class. Then it rises what exception? Ambiguity problem by throwing what, guys? No unique bean definition exception. No unique bean definition exception. Okay, guys. This can be solved in how many ways? This problem can be solved in 3 ways. Using at the rate primary, by type mode of auto wiring, using at the rate qualifier, by matching as a property name of target spring bean with dependent spring bean ID. Come on, guys. Okay, using at the rate primary detects the dependent based on the type of the dependent by mode of auto wiring. At the rate qualifier, we are passing the bean ID. By bean ID means name. The dependent is decided based on the name of the spring bean or not, guys. That's why by name mode of auto wiring, right, guys? By matching name, by matching target property. Target has a property and dependent bean ID name. This also performing by name mode of auto wiring or not, guys? And a primary decides the dependent based on the type of the class. That's why by type. Qualifier decides the dependent based on the ID we pass. That means based on the name of the spring bean. By name mode of auto wiring. Matching of has a property name with what? Dependent bean ID. Dependent bean ID. Is also decided based on the name only. That's why it is also by name mode of auto wiring or not, guys. Okay, first using at the rate primary. In one of the dependent class, place at the rate primary annotation. Okay, now listen carefully, guys. Suppose if you place at the rate primary on multiple dependent beans, then what happens? Again, ambiguity problem comes. You are primary, you can tell to one person. If you tell to 2-3 persons, again they will fight with each other or not. Yes or no? No? Boy said to girl, you are my wife. Good. He said to 2-3 people. Then what happened? Police mama comes into picture or not, guys? The same thing here. At the rate primary on multiple dependent bean also leads to ambiguity problem. Yes or no, guys? Yeah, primary annotation can be placed on the top of the class or along with the at the rate bean method also you can place. If dependents are there using at the rate bean method, you can write at the rate primary on the top of the methods also, na boss? Okay. Note. Placing at the rate primary. Mr. Sumit Singh, why I should not murder you, can you tell me? Mr. Sumit Singh, why I should not murder you? For this question, please can you tell me reason? Then I will tell my reason. Why? Who asked you are sorry, my dear? At the rate configuration launched how many days back? How many days back, boss? I think before first application I launched it, right? No, you have not forgot. You have not practiced and read the documents. You might have missed 1-2 classes and you have not read the documents at all, not practiced at all. That's why you are asking stupid question today. What is the use of at the rate configuration? Arey, do some homework, Ranayana. Missing class is not a crime. Not reading the document is the crime. Okay, everyone tell me what's the use of at the rate configuration? Everyone in the chat box, please type what is the use of at the rate configuration. Sumit, students will tell the answer. Look at the chat box. Please type the answer in everyone mode. Online students, it's a challenging time for you people. What is the use of at the rate configuration? It makes Java class as configuration class. What's the use of configuration class? It gives inputs to IOC container. What kind of inputs? About the at the rate bean methods to execute, right? Which are useful to make predefined classes as spring beans. And about the component classes to scan, right? Which are useful to make user-defined classes as spring beans. Yes or no, na? So configuration class is useful to provide inputs to IOC container. That's the reason we are passing this class as the argument while creating IOC container or not. So that we can pass inputs to IOC container Regarding @bean methods, regarding component to scan to make what? Component classes as what? Spring beans. Mr. Sumit Singh, are you reading the answers? Placing @primary on multiple same type dependent spring beans will also give what problem? Ambiguity problem. Will also give what problem, guys? Ambiguity problem. Using qualifier annotation on the auto-wide enabled, what guys? Auto-wide enabled has a property of target spring bean class. Place qualifier annotation having one of the dependent spring bean ID. Are you getting my point, guys? One of the dependent spring bean ID. Private courier. Qualifier B dot. Aisa no na? Qualifier B dot. Yes, guys. Next one. What is the third one? By matching as a property name of the target spring bean with what? Dependent bean ID. Component courier. What is this courier, guys? Matching with what is this, guys? Matching with as a property name of target spring bean class. As a property name of target spring bean class. Super na, guys, everyone. Why the qualifier solution is the best solution while solving the ambiguity problem? I said two reasons, and both the reasons are there here, guys. Check it out. I already explained, I'm just going through the notes. We can get dependent spring bean ID passed in the qualifier annotation from the properties file without touching the Java source code of the project. That means 100% loose coupling can be achieved. Will be discussed in what? Future. Still not covered. I've just said possibility. Answer 2. If we apply all the three solutions to resolve or solve ambiguity problem, pointing to three different dependent spring beans, then the spring bean located by qualifier will be taken as final one to inject. So it gets the highest precedence to go for injection or not, guys. Super, guys. Advantages of implementing strategy DP using Spring framework. Let's see. No need of implementing factory pattern separately. Array, this is not internet notes, Ra Babu. I analyzed, look at the English wording. Simple English is there, right? Do you think it is there in the internet? Okay, guys. Because the IOC container itself acts as what? Factory pattern towards the Spring Beans instantiation and injecting the dependent Spring Bean to target Spring Bean. Clear, my dear? Use the built-in internal cache in the IOC container to store and manage what? Spring Bean class object refs having feature called reusability. Having feature called what? Reusability. Are you getting my point there or not there? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. allows to enable or disable eager instantiation of the Spring Beans, or reduces the burden on the programmers by taking care of what? Multiple activities internally. By taking care of what, guys? Multiple activities internally. Now listen, what is the difference between eager or pre or early instantiation and lazy or late instantiation? Listen, boss. Creating object when need is there. Need is there means when you call cth.getBean, or when injection is required, that time only object is created for Spring Bean class. That is lazy or late instantiation. Array need is there or not there. The moment container is created, object is created. That is what? Eager. The way you study for school exams, board exams or school days, eager preparation. The way you study for engineering exams, lazy. Let the exam month come. Let the exam week come. Let the exam day come. Sometime exam day also completed, we'll think that next semester we'll think about it. Yes or no? Na? On the exam day mood is there, we will study. If not there, agla semester is there, right? Yes or no? Na? That is such a lazy preparation or not, guys? By catching that one only, they kept a semester system. In semester system also, our people will behave the same thing, right? Sumit Singh, no, Sara. Sumit Singh preparation is also lazy preparation only. Because if we miss the class, we miss it forever. No, that is not going to work out, right? If the Spring Bean class object is created, the moment IOC container is created, irrespective of whether that Spring Bean will be used or not, in the next steps is called pre or early or eager instantiation of Spring Beans. If no scope is specified in the Spring Bean, the default scope is what? Singleton. By default, all singleton scope Spring Beans participates in what? Eager or early or pre-instantiation, and moreover, their objects will be placed in the internal cache of the IOC container for reusability. By default, all singleton scope Spring Beans are pre-instantiated, and their objects are kept in what, guys? Internal cache for reusability. Array, the way you go for advanced ticket booking is pre-instantiation. And after 10 days, movie will be released, irrespective of on that day you will watch or not, you will be alive or not. Yes or no? No? You will be there in town or not. You will book the ticket if you are a hero. If you are a fan of that hero, that is eager. No, the day you do current booking and watch the movie. Today you want to watch the movie, just before watching movie, you'll book the ticket. That is what? Lazy instantiation. By default, if no scope is specified, what is the default scope, guys? And all singleton scope beans will participate in pre-instantiation. Other scopes are there, we will discuss in coming classes. One by one, I will reveal, guys. Yeah, tell me. If the IOC container is creating the Spring Bean class object, only when the need is there, like when cth.getBean is called, or when injection process is started, then that is called as what? Lazy or late instantiation. Lazy or late instantiation. Note. We can disable pre-instantiation on singleton scope Spring Bean using @lazy2 annotation by keeping annotation along with the component or @bean. Here was, got the point, my dear. Come on. Note. Other than singleton scope Spring Beans enabled, with what? Lazy instantiation by default. What are the other than, guys? What are those other than? Can you help me? Type, request, session, application, WebSocket. These are other than singleton scope now, boss. Spring Bean scope is a separate chapter to learn. We will learn in future discussion. This is also future discussion now, boss. Only for knowledge sake I am talking. Okay, what is that? Future discussion. Yeah. Once again, same limitations has come. Okay. Now, I would like to introduce Mykonos. What is that? Don't say Maven, always say Meven. Its official pronunciation Meven Gradle. I will give full-fledged videos to watch Meven end to end, but let me introduce the Meven, okay, in the way it is required for Spring application development. And let's develop the same application using the Meven setup. Whatever strategy design pattern application is there, na, same thing. But listen, so many new terminologies, it looks very headache until you habituate. You'll say that I'm very good with what? Non-Maven projects only. Until 2-3 application, this headache will be there. But industry standard is Maven because so many advantages are there. For example, if you know Maven, you will get built-in decompiler. You can see the source code of any class just like that. If you use a Maven, if you add how to know main jar file, from the entity it directly downloads and adds what? Dependent jar file. Not only dependent, their dependents also will come. That means entire transitive dependency will be taken care by Gradle. If you know how to work with Maven, with a single command, it only prepares the var file, jar file. You just need to do single command. Packing it will take care. Deployment it will take care. Next one, download the dependency management. Jar files downloading it will take care. You need not to download separately, guys. And you need not to know what is main jar file and dependent jar file. If you just add one jar file information, that jar file related dependent, their dependent will be downloaded and maintained. If you are interested to write unit testing code, working with execution, it will also run the unit testing code. And it can generate the reports about the project. It can generate the report about the unit testing. It is called a build tool. What tool, guys? Simple words, build tool. Why it is called build tool? It simplifies development and build process of the project. Development means coding, guys. What do you mean by build process? Keeping the code ready for execution is called build process. Keeping the code ready for execution is called build process. Building the code means doing everything that is required to run the code. Is called building the application. Building the product means what, guys? Building the product means what? Keeping the product ready to deliver. Building the product is all about keep making everything ready so that we can launch and market the product. We can launch and market the product. Okay, guys. Some basics about what? Maven tool. Let's see. Maven is a build tool. Helps to end-to-end application development and release process. That helps application. Maven is also called as project management tool. Maven is build tool come project management tool. Why, sir? It is giving project report, giving unit test reports. So that means it is taking care of many things that is required in project management. That's why some part of industry calls Maven as what? Project management. Some part of industry also calls Maven as what? Project management. Keeping our application code ready for execution is called build process. Is called build process. Even Gradle are the build tools to simplify the build process. Right now, boss? Yeah. Now listen. Maven gives archetypes having project templates. Listen carefully. The wording archetypes is very, very important, guys. Yeah, now listen. It gives total 1,000+ archetype. That means 1,000+ project templates. Each archetype can be used to create one kind of project. But though 1,000 are there, guys, popular are only two things in Java environment. Number one, Maven archetype kickstart for standalone projects. Maven archetype for websites. What is this archetype, guys? Archetype means project template. What do you mean by project template? When you create project by using this archetype, nothing but project template, some ready-made directory structures will come automatically. Sir, already in Eclipse only coming, na? Compared to Eclipse, more sophisticated directory structures will come. When you create a Java project in Eclipse, just SRC folder comes, right? But when you create same standalone project using Maven boss, you will get one folder to keep source code packages. You will get one folder to keep JUnit related code. You will get one folder to keep outputs. You will get one folder to list all Maven related jar file. What are the jar file that are downloaded? You will get one folder to place properties file. You will get more elaborated directory structures, boss. So that what happens, guys? Your application development process will more and more simplified or not, guys? Are you like bachelor room or you like 4 BHK flat? If we create Java project using Eclipse, you will get SRC folder. There we should create more packages for categorization. But in the basic project creation itself, if separate folders are coming, one for source code, one for JUnit code, one for properties file, one for output folder, one for jar files, one for X, one for Y, one for Z, we will enjoy more and more or not, guys? How many total archetypes are there? 1,000. But how many are popular? What are those? Quick Start, Web App. Quick Start is for standalone projects. Web App for web application. Why should I use Maven? Because Maven gives archetypes. Nothing but project templates having more clarity in project. Eclipse projects are good. Maven projects are good. Eclipse project directory structure is good. Maven project directory structure is good. When you don't know Maven, Eclipse looks great. Why? Compared to Notepad, Eclipse is good, right? Because in Notepad, nothing is there. Everything we should create. That's SRC folder also we should create. Compared to Notepad, compared to command prompt, Eclipse is great. But if we feel happy, we don't get the better. So that's why Maven has come saying that I am giving archetypes, I am giving project templates, right? I am giving archetypes, I am giving project templates, having better directory structure. What, guys? having better directory structure to create different types of projects. You want to feel that? 1 minute. Let me make you people feeling it. File, new, Maven, project. I'll do procedure separately, boss. Whatever I do, I delete it. Yeah, here you have to search for the archetype. Okay, right now I want to create standalone project or web application. What is the archetype? Kickstart. What is the complete name for that archetype? Maven archetype what is there? Quick start. Maven archetype quick start. Clear, my dear? Say next. What's the group ID? Now listen. Every project is identified with the group ID, artifact ID, and version. Group ID is nothing but generally company name. What is that? Company name, NIT. Artifact ID is nothing but project name. Archetype is project template. Artifact is project name. Are you getting my point? Okay. IOC pros, some demo. Anyway, I'm going to delete it. And what is the default package you want to get? I want to get the main package as the default package. Say finish. No meaning of quick start, guys. Quick start means start fastly. Fastly we start with standalone projects only, na? Quick start means fast start. See, it is downloading so many things. It is downloading so many things to create that project, asking confirmation. What is the group ID? NIT. Artifact ID, project name. Version, snapshot means project is still under development. Release means project is completed. But still under development now, that's why I'm taking snapshot. And what is the default package you want to get? Main. Okay. Are you happy with this information? Yes. Build success. And your project has come now, boss. Look at some directory structures came automatically. Come on. Are you enjoying it or not? SRC main Java. To keep the Java source code, guys. To keep the our code. SRC test Java. To keep unit testing code, guys. Maven dependency. Maven related jar files, guys. By default, 2 jars will come. By default, JUnit related jars are coming. Now listen. JRE related jars are coming. Target is the output folder, boss. Right now empty. After running the code, whatever outputs are generated, they will come into our target folder. Okay, pom.xml is the file using which we can give inputs to Maven. Pom.xml is the file using which we can give inputs to Maven. Are you getting my point there, guys? Right. Now, are you able to feel the project directory structure, guys? It's better than Eclipse directory structure. More clarity is there. Sorry, you explained everything, but you have not explained SRC folder. SRC for inputs, target for output. Look at this SRC main Java. Don't you think instead of opening these 3 things separately, we can open as a shortcut here? Come on, my dear. SRC test Java. Instead of opening separately like this, we will get the shortcut here, boss. Are you getting my point? Okay. So SRC for giving inputs. Target for holding output. Look at this input folder, guys. One default package what I asked came. In test also default package what I asked came. In default package, default class has come. Default package of unit testing, default class has come. If interested, you can continue. If not interested, you can delete them. But tell me, better than Eclipse directory structure or not? More elaborated information is there or not there? Okay, this is about archetypes. What is that? Archetype. I deleted it. I will create freshly while creating the project. Yeah, tell me. Gives folder structure for different types of projects. Maven archetype kickstart for standalone application. Maven archetype for web app. For web application. For developing different types of projects, this is there. Maven gives support for dependency management. Or don't apply Spring target and dependent boss. Here dependent means jar files. Here dependent means what? Jar file. Can download jar files to the project to build path. Or build path is nothing but class path. From different repositories. What are those repositories, guys? Local repository, which is there in the computer. Central repository, which is there in the internet. Third party repository, remote repository, company specific repositories. What repositories, guys? First, where it will search for the jar file, local repository, not there. Then it will collect from where? Central repository. Central repository available. Keeps one copy in local repository, gives to project. Possibility number one. Are you listening, guys? Possibility number two. I asked it for a jar file. First, access in what? Local repository available. Collects from local repository to project and keeps in the project. Possibility number two. Possibility number three. I asked for jar file using Maven. Success in what? Local repository. Not there. Then success in what? Central repository. Not there. Then it will search. In pom.xml, any company specific third party repositories are specified or not. Specified. Go to that repository, searches. Jar is there or not there. There. Keeps one copy in local repository and gives to the project. That means when jars are collected from central repository or third party repository, one copy will be maintained in what? Local repository for future utilization. Are you getting my point there? Once again, in pom.xml, I asked some information about the jar. Not only that is jar, guys, it's a dependent, their dependent. Everything will be searched in different repositories, will be downloaded to the project from different repositories. Case number one. I asked Xjar, searches in local repository, available, collects it, keeps in project. Case number one clear? Case number two. I asked Xjar, sir, Yjar, searches in local repository, there are not there. Then searches in what? Central repository of the internet. That's why while working with Maven, net connection is compulsory. Right now, today while creating project also, so many things are downloaded now. While working with other Eclipse project, net connection is not required. But while working with Maven, net connection is compulsory. Searches in central repository, let us assume available. Keeps y.jar also in what? Local repository. Why? For future utilization. Maybe other project may ask y.jar. Instead of searching in central, it can collect from local repository, na boss, and gives to the project. Case 3, I asked for z.jar in the project. First searches in what? Local repository. Available or not available? Not available. Searches in central repository. Available or not available? Let us assume not available. Then go to pom.xml and searches. Did he mention any remote repository name? Third party repository name mentioned. When he mentioned the address of the repository also. URL of the repository. Goes to that internet based repository, third party repository. Searches for the jar, available. Keeps one copy in local repository and gives to whom, guys? Gives to project. So that means whenever jar is collected from central repository or remote repository, one copy will be maintained in local repository or not, guys. I hope you understood my statement, guys. able to download both main and dependent jar file from different repository. That means supports transitive dependency or not, guys? Supports, what is this? Transitive dependency. Definitely supports transitive dependency. Clear, my dear? Got it? Can pack the application or project into what, guys? WAR file or jar file. Cool. Can run the JUnit test cases to generate the test report. JUnit is used as unit testing tool by programmer to test his own piece of code or not. Test case is a test plan where expected results will be matched with actual results or not, guys. That's good, guys. Maven gives built-in decompiler to see the source code. Super, guys. In Maven, either jar file or plugin or project is identified with how many details, guys? 3 details. In Naresh IT, you are identified with the registration number. In India, I am identified with Aadhaar number. In international market, I am identified with passport number. Yes or no? No? In Gmail, I am identified with account name, Gmail account. In Facebook, I am identified with a Facebook ID account name. Right now, boss? In Maven, whether it is a jar file or plugin, what is plugin? To get the extra functionality, right? Or project is identified with how many details, guys? 3 details. Group ID, generally company name of the jar file or plugin or project. Artifact ID, in case of jar file name. In case of plugin name. In case of project name. Version, guys. Version of the jar file, version of the plugin, or version of the project. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, I want reply, boss. Group ID, company name, plugin name, project name. Artifact ID, tell me. Jar file name, plugin name, project name. Version of the jar, version of the plugin, version of the project. Tell me, guys. We give all inputs to Maven using which file? pom.xml file. Plugin is a patch software that provides extra functionality to existing software. Plugin is like Amazon Fire Stick makes a normal TV as a smart TV. Can I say plugin? Whenever I can attach, whenever I can detach. Plugins added to browser. JSON plugin, TestNG plugin. Array browser basically some facility is not there. When you add plugin, extra facility will come or not, guys? Plugin is additional software to provide extra facilities to the existing software. Maven is full of plugins, boss. In latest versions of Eclipse IDE, Maven comes as what? Built-in tool. Is it not the good news, boss? Like STS, you need not to install. It comes along with Eclipse. See? This is other day Eclipse now. I did not do anything. File new. Maven project has come by default. Array, but when it comes to STS, I have installed STS plugin. The no need has come to Eclipse IDE. Come on, my dear. But when it comes to Maven, it is there as a built-in plugin or not, guys? It is there as built-in plugin or not there, guys? Easy, my dear. Understood, my steer? Come on, everyone. All right. Same project, whatever I developed today, I would like to develop by using what? Maven. Shall we see that one in tomorrow's session, guys? I think you got the basic idea about the Maven. Maven gives archetype, project template. Popular templates are Quick Start and Web App. Quick Start means fast start. Number 2, Maven gives built-in decompilers. Maven supports dependency management. If you give main jar file, it only download main and dependent, their dependent from different places, right? And keeps them to project. Maven gives ability to run the test cases and generate the test report. Maven generate report about the project. Maven can pack the code into jar and var file. ऐसा no ना boss. Okay, Maven can pack the code into jar and var file. Okay. So Maven simplifies project build process or not, guys? So compared to Eclipse project, Maven projects are very simple to develop and more simplification. Arey, look at your pain, Ra Babu. Other day you downloaded 1-2 main jar file, 5-6 dependent jar file by remembering their names, na? But when you go to Maven, you will mention only main jar file name. That is Spring context support. You don't believe. Maven only will detect all the dependent, their dependent, and will complete the whole process. Will complete the whole downloading process of the jar file. That means you need not have headache of what? Finding out the dependent, their dependent. Happily you can get them, guys. Okay. Are you excited to see the project using Maven? Few days terminologies looks a bit different, guys. Have you read Kickstart after archetype? For web application, we have to write web app. Here, what I have written, my dear, Maven-archetype-web app, na? After listening entire Ramayana, you should not ask who is Ravana, right? Mister, for standalone application, Kickstart. For web application, what should I write? Maven-archetype-web app. While searching. Right now you focus on standalone application. At right time I will introduce what? Web application. Shall I upload this document, my dear?